Um, Unbelievable game. There's a reason Wichita was our champions in our league this year in the regular season. They, Isaac's done a phenomenal job, extremely well coached, really, really tough. I told our guys we're going to have to go beat them. They don't beat themselves. That's a sign of a championship caliber team when you don't beat yourself. Other teams have to come get you. Another opportunity for our guys to handle adversity. Didn't have a top 40 score of all time in the second half. Our leader and guys stepped up. So I have to create some adversity before the game tomorrow. But I thought our guys made plays, didn't shoot free throws great down the stretch, didn't shoot the ball overall great, but made enough defensive stops and showed enough tenacity defensively to make up for that. And I could go one by one and talk about how each one of them is responsible for the success of our game today, and certainly for the last two games, because every person that's been in the game has been responsible for our success. And I'm really excited about how we've been playing, and I'm certainly excited about the challenge tomorrow.
Questions, please. We'll start with Justin Williams from The Athletic.
Coach, I think you're down 7 or so with about 10 minutes left. It looked at that point like you weren't going to get Keith back in the second half. What was the message, or maybe any adjustments you made in that moment?
Well, so we had to start the second half with Tari at the 4, which he doesn't know any of the spots right now at that position because he's, him and Chris just platoon. So we had to, and JD doesn't really play the 3, so we had to make some adjustments in terms of what we were running, and then we decided to go back with a smaller lineup, move JD back down to the 4. And, thank goodness we got a little bit of depth at our guard positions, and we're kind of able to get guys in and out in order to keep fresh, and just kind of open the floor up and let him drive and kick. I thought David DeJulius really came into play in the second half. I thought his resurgence was a big part of why we won.
We'll go next to Brandon Seho, please.
Coach, when you look back at this and you start the season 3-7, now you're 1 win away from going to the big dance. How proud are you of these guys, especially the young group? I mean, these underclassmen have really helped you guys kind of navigate through this past month and get to this title game. What does it say about these guys, and how proud are you of this group?
Well, Brandon, I usually start off talking about that. I'm over the moon proud of them. And the freshmen stepped up. I mean, you look out there, we got 3-4 freshmen in at the same time during gut check time. So obviously the future is really bright here for Cincinnati basketball. I think that's what most people can take from that. But the opportunity for these seniors and for these guys to compete at this level and to play for a championship tomorrow speaks volumes of everybody in our organization. I mean, everybody, this is a locked in together, tough organization group of guys. And, as I've always said, we may not be Bearcat tough on the court yet physically, which I think we're certainly closer than maybe we even thought, but we're just as tough as anybody in the country, character-wise, and ability to fight for each other. And that's what you're seeing on the floor.
We'll go to Chad Brendel for the next one, please.
Coach, you had a 26-10 advantage off the bench. Just talk about how much you were able to get from David and Mason and Tari at key points. Yeah,
I mean, Mason's, calling plays for himself. So I said, all right, let's do it. And he hits a pull-up jumper, fade away the baseline, getting every loose ball. Tari just skies above everybody, gets a rebound, gets a loose ball, uses those long arms to get deflections. And David really turned it on in the second half and had 4 assists and no turnovers. So, again, you play for each other. Our strength, and I told him this in the timeout, I said, your strength is the guy next to you. That's your strength. That's the strength of our team. Mike, the strength of our team is Mike Saunders. Mike Saunders, the strength of our team is Mason Matson. Tari, the strength of our team is JD. How those guys make the job easier for them, vice versa. So, I hear stuff about our identity and stuff like this. We're not what we want to be yet in terms of the style of play, but we're pretty darn close. And we're also a team that shows the level of toughness day in and day out, regardless of the circumstances and regardless of the situations.
Take the next one from Jeremy Rauch, please.
First of all, John, I don't know if you have an update. I know you just said on the broadcast on Keith, but if Keith cannot go tomorrow, I don't know if learn is the right word, but what did you find out about this team in the second half and how they did play without Keith?
Well, certainly we never want to play without Keith. But, it goes back to when David opted out, or, when somebody couldn't go, or Mike Saunders got hurt, whatever it does, I think those things have already been spoken for, really, Jeremy. You know what I mean? I think, go back to Colgate last year and come up with all the other scenarios that have happened to us over the last year and a half and how we responded, how our men have responded. And I think you saw the same thing. I think it was just a microcosm, Jeremy, of how we've responded all season.
We'll go to Brent Young for the next one, please.
Hey, Coach. Wichita State had scored under 60 in only one other game this season. Just talk about your defense and the way you guys were able to contain Tyson Etienne.
No, we already sat on guard. Even the last play, we guarded well. I mean, guys, some of the shots they made, I mean, I got to be honest with our guys. Those are shots we won. I mean, they were throwing up shots at the end of the shot clock that went in. We give them credit for making it, but you know, we guard, we defend, and we do it in different ways. Sometimes because we're young, we have moments where we don't guard, right? Sometimes because we're young, we throw the ball away, but it's never for a lack of effort and determination. You know, there'll be a time when we're no longer young and we won't do those things. And, you know, maybe, you know, who knows what we'll become, but I certainly do. But that's what you see. You see a team that's capable of defending, bought into each other. I mean, the individual defense by Mike Adams-Woods, Atari Easton, you know, Dave DeJulius, Matt, you know, Mason, Saunders, those guys can sit down and guard. And then they're committed to each other in terms of the rotations, and just a really together group that really shows up on the defensive side a lot.
Okay, we'll take another from Justin Williams, please.
First, real quick, is there anything you're able to tell us about Keith and what he's going through?
I have no idea. I literally not talked to the medical staff. I went straight. We have so many protocols here after a game's over. I anticipate talking to them after when I get back to the hotel.
Okay, and then just real quick, you know, the way this, I think 9-3 since you guys came back from that layoff, you've always talked about your team's playing better as the season goes along. I know you have one, you know, more really important game, but have you gotten this team playing the way you wanted to get them to all season?
They're certainly playing the way we want to play. They're certainly playing the style we want to play, and they're certainly playing. This is what it looks like. You don't win in March unless you get that. So yeah, this is what it's supposed to look like now. Clean up turnovers, clean up mental errors, clean up some errors we make out of youth and out of, we don't run our sets well at all. We never, and we still find a way. We don't run our stuff well at all. So, and this group's teaching me, you know, maybe you don't have to all the time, you know? So, you know, I think we're helping each other a little bit in terms of that. But yes, Justin, it's more looking like the way we want to. The tough, the grittiness, the togetherness, and certainly the style of play was. And I think that's how you win. That's how you win and advance this time of year.
Okay, we'll take the next one from Keith Jenkins, Cincinnati Enquirer.
Hey, Coach, was the plan to take Tyler out? What was your plan there defensively against him?
Say again, I'm sorry.
What was your plan against Tyler tonight? To take him out and make someone else win the game tonight?
Tyler.
ETN.
Oh, Tyson.
Tyson, sorry.
Well, it's certainly the player of the year in the conference, Keith. You know, our goal was to make it difficult for him. We trapped him a lot more in the first game. So, you know, we probably had a little more focus in terms of getting the ball in his hands the first game. Their role players have played so well lately. They won 8 straight. It was very difficult to say, all right, we're just going to take, you know, ETN out with all the other weapons on the floor. So we didn't as much say that, but certainly we had a tremendous level of a high level of alertness to where he was at all times.
Okay, time for one or two more. We'll go to Chad Brendel, please.
Coach, you won on the glass by 8 in the second half, including, I think, 3 straight defensive rebounds at the end of the game, and then the JD rebound off of Tari's miss. Just talk about the effort there and how much better you got in the second half on the glass.
Yeah, I mean, JD that's what he does. He goes, makes a play. Tari goes, makes a play. I mean, that's what these guys do. They're talented, they're tough, but they're all in. You don't make those plays unless you're all in, free of your mind, body, and soul, all in. And it's you know, I'm really proud of the way those guys do it. And they make toughness plays. We're becoming more and more tough. You can't get to a championship game at this level without being tough. We're getting there, and a large part is our young guys.
Okay, we'll take the last one from Justin Williams, please.
What is it about this team and your style of coaching that has allowed your teams and this team to play so much better February and March? Well,
I think there's a maturation process, Justin. Let me start with the seniors. I think there's a tremendous support. There's some tremendous character, tremendous. They're great teammates. Seniors are great teammates. So that helps the young guys be better players, first and foremost. Then the young guys just got older. I mean, again, January is usually 20 plus games in, right? It wasn't this year. So it took a little longer. And, you know, I knew this team would continue to ascend. I knew it would. And it did because of the toughness and the character and the talent level. Because they're talented. I mean, you know, Mike Saunders, Micah, JD, Tari, Mason, Dave, those guys are talented. And Chris Vogt and Keith Williams and Mamadou are talented, experienced, and great teammates. So those guys they can't show that without having those guys support them. And I think, Justin, that's a large part of why we get success.
Coach Brannen, thanks for the time today. We look forward to seeing you back tomorrow.
Thanks, Coach.